Welcome to the Mulligan Menace. Today we're playing Mono Black Midrange. This deck has the best winning percentage in the Mythic ranking on Magic Arena currently. This is very similar to the Demons shell that you've seen in the past, but it has a lot of removal in it. Of course, you got the Unholy Annex mixed with the Bloodletter and also the Slasher for the Demon Slasher package. Of course, if you can drop a Slasher, follow it up by a Bloodletter, and then do damage with the Slasher, that's an instant win for the game. So it's nice having that 2-card combo in the deck. To help you do that, you have quite a bit of removal in this deck. You have Intimidation Tactics. It allows you to get rid of the creature cards in their hand, so you don't have to worry about them. Same thing with the Ruthless Negotiation. Allows you to have them exile cards from their hand, so you can get rid of threats from their hand, as well as a 4 of the Deep-Cavern Bats. You can pull out any threats from their hand that way. You do have the removal with Shoot the Sheriff. You have Strategic Betrayal. You have 4 of each of those. You also have a Charm as well. Then we have 2 copies of the End. And this is kind of a newer addition to this deck. The nice thing about this card is it costs 2 less, obviously, if you're 5 or less life. Hopefully you don't have to be in that spot. But when you exile a target creature or planeswalker, you search the controller's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with the same name as that permanent and exile them. That player shuffles, then draws that many for each exile from their hand this way. There is a lot of decks in Standard which rely on one specific card throughout their deck, so this is a way to do that, to really take care of those decks with those creatures that are really pesky. I'm thinking of that mono red with that hasty 3/3 that's just pesky all around. There's a lot of ways to take care of it in this deck, and it's nice that you can actually do that with the End and get rid of all the ones in their entire deck so you don't have to worry about it in the future. But otherwise, you also have a Tiny Bones in here. Just a handy little death touch, clears the field. You're not too worried about it dying, but it also has the added ability that if it does do damage, you're able to get cast a creature from the opponent's graveyard. I should say any non-land permanent card from the opponent's graveyard. The other thing nice about that is you can kind of utilize these cards together in the sense you can make them discard a creature card. You can then attacking with Tiny Bones. You can use your removal to clear the field for Tiny Bones and then be able to cast it yourself. So the cards really work well together in this. We do have a one-off of the Terminus Returns. This just allows you to cast these higher casting cost cards just a turn faster. Any of these Acolytes, the End, or the Bloodletters you can cast on turn 3 now with that, which is nice. It also helps with adding a black mana in the situations where you're sitting with the Soul Stones when you need extra swamps in play. So definitely there. Acolytes, lifelink. I don't need to say much about this. It has the 2 great abilities there. Allows you to draw cards as well as create 2/2 creatures, depending on what you're doing in the board state. Works with all your other cards as well. Archenemy's Charm, we do have a one-off in here. It does do well for exiling a creature or planeswalker. Got to remember, it targets planeswalkers as well. The other nice thing on there is that bottom one, put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. It gains lifelink until the end of turn. That way you can throw it on something that's big, whether you got a 6/6 flying demon that you just need to gain a lot of life, you can throw the counters on that. Even if you need to just have some evasion that you have going on here, you can even throw it on the bat, even though this already has lifelink, to make a 3/3 flyer. Just gain that little extra life you need. Definitely a good mid-range deck here. There's a reason why it's winning. Please hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell icon as well so you can get notified when the latest videos release. You can see the deck list. I'm putting new videos out every day, so please do that. Otherwise, let's get into the gameplay. All right, let's look here. We have a little bit of removal. We do have our Slasher Bloodletter combo as well as Tiny Bones to get us to get rid of a couple creatures. Black, okay. They're going to probably get the Slasher. Can't see them taking a Tiny Bones. Tiny Bones down. You know what we're going to be doing the next couple turns. All right, we'll trade with that if that's what they want to do. I figured they didn't want to do that. Get the slasher down. Well, I should have cast Betrayal now that I think about it. That's okay. Attack in. They're probably not going to block, actually, because they know my removal. Oh, they did it. All right. I'm okay with that. Let's use the removal down. We'll get our other tiny bones out. Cast Negotiation. Then we still have the Bloodletter. We also have the Sanctuary we can fire up if we get another land, if we wanted to do that. Really trying to get this counter off the Slasher so that he can't remove it. Alright, so we're pretty good there. This is about all we can do, so we might as well do it. I expect some removal here. Do they have a sweeper in this deck? They do. Well, let's get rid of their other removal, because I have a feeling they might be holding on to it for the Slasher. Let's get rid of the Nowhere to Run. He can get it back, unfortunately. Just by doing a double cast, they'll be able to do the Cravings and then the Nowhere to Run. It is Flash, unfortunately. We'll let them cast that. We're actually going to turn on our Sanctuary, I think, at the end of the turn here. They didn't kill the Slasher. They're waiting for another land here. All right. That's okay, it comes back. Okay, we can remove their last card now. Kind of trick them into that. I mean, there's some good stuff in the graveyard. Oh, we got it. The problem is this has 2 counters on it, so now he's going to cast that. His next turn, he's going to be pulling in some pretty powerful cards. We can get another Slasher down here. What is he going to pull back here? He's going to pull something from us. Bloodletter. Tiny Bones. Okay, he's got the Bloodletter. I mean, we can get him to sack the Bloodletter. And then we have removal next turn as well. Okay, they'll pull back another. He does draw a card. Okay. We need a... We got rid of our removal, unfortunately. Ah. Well. We can attack in with these 4 creatures. Alright, got tiny bones. Well, that's unfortunate. And give mine counters in the air. And return 2 target creatures to my hand, so I can do like a tiny bones bat. He's got 1 in his graveyard. He's probably gonna pull 1 in his graveyard. Or 3. He has to get a flyer, so he might pull back the bat. Let's do this. We'll just put counters on the bat. Yeah, had to do that. Hopefully he doesn't draw removal. Interesting. We're not going to block. That's fine. Get our bat down. He does have a way to block the sanctuary, so we'll just go in. Alright, they can pull the bat back. They needed to pull the bat back. But he has to have removal here. Don't really care about most of these. I can block here. Yep, good game. All right, to land, we have a little hand disruption. We got a little bit of removal with slashers. That's nice. We'll keep it. We'll drop the bat turn 2, and hopefully we can get a land. Perfect. We can get that to drop the slasher on turn 3. Start threatening them early. Do they have removal? Okay, they do have that. We do probably want to take the Bitter Triumph. They can tap our stuff down. They have the Death Touch. So they got a couple things they can do. Let's start with the Bitter Triumph. Get rid of that. We're still going to go with the Slasher here because we can... We can charm if he does choose to drop the knight. He does the Drowner. That's fine. Okay, is he going to Kaido in here? Probably will. So we'll exile Kaido.
Let's give it our all. Don't worry, Pom-Pom. Just try to keep up.
Just get rid of that.
Next time,
I'm liking our hand. Would like to draw another land here, but Cecil, I'm not too worried about. Even the bat's not bad. He'll get rid of the removal, I would expect. Well, this is interesting. We can get rid of quite a bit of their hand here. They'll get rid of... We're going to start with that. We're just trying to slow them down as much as possible. Okay, they got rid of their land. The interesting thing is, what are they going to do with this one? I expect them to keep the Drowner so they can flash it in. They did get rid of their Death Touch. Okay, so they probably have removal. No attacks. Is he gonna shovel? Expect him to shovel. Okay, he's got a bat that can do some damage now. It'll be rough on him if he doesn't shuffle, I think. Interesting. I think we're gonna go with the Acolyte. Just has a bigger upside. Preacher. He's sitting on a Preacher. That's kind of stinks for us, but okay, he did have an Acolyte also. We can get rid of his Preacher if we draw a land card. So no block. That stinks. I think I'm going to let those both go in. I've expected the trade. Okay. And then let's try to get rid of some of the resources. The reason why I wanted the trade was he's going to keep hitting me with the bat. I can't attack in because of the Siren. That's nice. Alright. No blocks. Well. I guess we can start with this. They only have one card in hand, so I think we're in a pretty good shape here. They'll get rid of their Siren. Okay. That allows us to attack in here. Okay, creature comes back. I can actually drop our demon go for the card draw. We're still high enough life. Want to kind of draw a land. I can double drop. I can do a slasher and the unholy. Get 2 cards. We'll go down to 12. 10 with the attack. We'll see what they do though. Card draw is huge for us. I mean, they're up to 27, so we got to do quite a bit of damage to them. All right. Get the slasher down. Get another Annex. And we'll attack in. They got some removal, I expect here. Problem is, the slasher is probably the best target for that because then it's permanently gone. But it does allow, if they did the bat, it allows them to free up their other card. And they got a lot of life that they can use for that bitter triumph, so that they can actually double removal. And I'd be left with a slasher, but then I'd still have 2 annexes, so I'd be in okay shape. Interesting. Okay, he bitters that. Okay, so he's playing the game of just trying to stop him from attacking, more so than get him off the board. Okay, he has an Acolyte. He draws because of it, of course. And I'm getting down in life, so if he has removal, I'm going to be hurting from it. Oh, we got another slasher. Well, let's do the bat first. We'll be able to get rid of anything in his hand. That is nice. We'll also start gaining life with this now. We'll attack in. Draw a card to gain our life. We can also force them to exile anything in their hand now, so they're going to just start playing everything. They can create creatures, remember that. Okay. We are going to block that. Is it? Oh, it does have Death Touch. Guess I'm not so worried about that. Okay, they're already down to 16. They don't have a card in hand, but we can draw a card with that. We can create a... We have 7. We can create another... Yeah, well, I think we might just do that. Let's do... Attack, attack. Keep those other ones back. They're going to probably get the strategic, but that is not going to do much. Ooh, down to 7. He's going to go down to 3. Man. I'm going to save that demon. I don't want him to... Because they could have a wipe. That demon's going to allow me to do the final damage if they do a wipe. So we'll just do that with the slasher. And we'll draw a card. We're never going to use that anyways, so might as well get it down. Oh, that's nasty. Alright, we'll see what they do. I shouldn't say. The removal they have is the Bitter Triumph. So if they get rid of my bat, okay, are they going to attack in for 3? That allows them to draw a card. But that's fine. I'll just block here to prevent that. Yep. Let's block there. That prevents the draw. They'll get a 2-2, but I'm not worried about the 2-2. All right. Yep. Good games. All right, we go first. We do have Ruthless Negotiation, which is nice to start off with. We do have the removal as well, followed up by the Slasher and even an Annex in there. Let's keep it. Getting an Annex down early would be really nice. So just drop that right away. That always makes it hard on their opening hand. Okay, we're playing Mono Red, it looks like. Not too worried about the Firebrand. I will say these betrayals just got a lot worse. Okay, we will cast Betrayal. Oh, that's a sorcery. We should have cast it earlier. Let's get a Betrayal down now. Especially because we're not getting land. Should have cast that earlier. That would allow us to hold up Shoot the Sheriff this turn. But we can still Betrayal this. We're just not getting land. See if we can get the last bit of burn out of their hand. They'll probably destroy this right away, which is fine. We're just trying to get rid of it. All right, now we know what they got. Slasher will actually be nice to defend against any creatures. Okay, I'm at 6, unfortunately. That does nothing for me. We do have 2 Shoot the Sheriffs, though. I do not want to drop the Annex because we're going to get pretty low by doing it that way. We'll get that out. We're down to 2. We need to try to get... do this. Ooh. Got rid of something, so that worked out okay. Get rid of that. And every copy in their library. Okay, we need to get one more land. We can drop the Demon. But he should be dead next turn, right? Good game. All right, let's look here. We got 2 land. We got a Bats, followed by the Slasher and a Bloodletter. We also have the Unholy Annex if we can't really find, or if we're feeling like the combo's not going to hit there. The Bats can help us clear the way a little bit, but we'll see what we got working. Okay, Boros. Okay, we need to draw land, but let's get rid of anything that can kill creatures. We're looking at... not too worried about that. I mean, that's... they're just going to shoot down whatever's in my... here. First Lightning's probably the way to go, I guess. That's all going to allow us to do a little bit of life gain. We really need a land next turn so we can drop the Slasher. No block on that. Not the best land because that kind of ruins the bat. We really want Swamp, Swamp, Swamp as a draw. Or I should say Swamp, Swamp. Only 2 swamps. 4-3. I mean, sure, that's gonna... they have another one, that's why they're doing it, but we also have another Slasher. So that's why I'm okay with that. Oh, that can just get rid of that. Let's do this. We'll get rid of their Mabel. Ooh. Do that. We want to get rid of that. They can't cast their other Mabel because they already have a Mabel on battlefield. I was thinking that they had the other one, but this is just a Raging. I thought they blocked Mabel or attacked Mabel. We're going to attack in here. We are going to take a hit next turn, but we'll be able to drop our Slasher. Okay, Nemesis. That hurts a little. Let's drop the Slasher. As much as it hurts, I think we're actually going to have to block the Nemesis with the Slasher, which means we can't gain life. That was a good draw on their side. Interesting. I'm only going to take 3 here. It does have trample. Never mind. I'm going to take 5. Does allow us to gain another life with the bat next turn. Put a Manifold Mouse. Back in there. They're going to attack in with Mabel. Maybe not. Please do whenever. You control. Okay. Do that. We'll attack in with those. We'll block anything but the Nemesis here. Yeah. Vigilance, Trample, Haste. That's all they're coming with? That seems strange. Okay. creatures do we have? Okay. We're gonna attack in with the bats. We're not gonna attack in with that. I would love to drop this Annex. I'm gonna take 2 damage if I drop it. It'll drop us to 10. They don't have anything else with like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No. I mean, I can still block, but I'll still take all that damage. No, we'll just drop the 6/6 Demon next turn. Ooh, a lot of Mabels. It's unfortunate. Half the block there. Does 2 damage to wherever he wants. He can get his bounce back if he wants to. That's probably... I would have done it the other way so that he could have got both of them removed. That's okay. That is pretty handy. So he's probably going to cast this next turn with Offspring. We'll get Double Strike or Haste. Much as I'd like to do that, I think we almost need to free up the board here. Get rid of those. We'll attack in. Still want him to... I want him to cast this, actually. That's unfortunate. Wanted him to cast it with the Offspring. Yeah, both these are going to be sitting here without much. Okay, we're going to drop this down with the 6/6, and then we can follow it up with the Bloodletter. Good game. All right, we go first. Mono Black Midrange. Let's see here. We got 2 mana. We do have the turn 1 Ruthless, followed by the Annex turn 3. Not the greatest. I mean, if we go land, it could be okay. We'll keep it and we'll try. It's one of those hands where it's a 50-50 on whether I'd rather toss it rather than keep it. Okay, Swamp. Works out okay. Then we can drop the Annex next turn. We're gonna get that Annex down. That card draw is so powerful for us. This will be interesting. They'll probably take the end. Okay. I was thinking either the end or the Slasher. Which means they're not too worried about the Slasher. Get the Slasher down. Another one. It's actually not too bad. Okay, our board is. gaining life, unfortunately. Okay, we are going to have to destroy that sucker. Let's attack in. Blocks. We'll destroy their... Get an annex down. We'll take 2 or 4 damage. It hurts. It hurts. We can do Bloodletter followed by Negotiation, or we can figure out what we want to do here. Petitioner, don't like to see that. I wish we had one more land. We have to get... I'll unlock this. We'll gain our life. Okay, that's not a bad draw, actually. So we'll have 4, 5, 6 mana next turn. I think we're okay with actually doing this block. Be interesting. I mean, we got a fistful of cards here. They took one of the Bloodletters, so they're a little nervous about the Bloodletters. I guess it opens the air for them. Do another one. We can do a Shoot the Sheriff, followed by a Bloodletter. Or we can do a Shoot the Sheriff with a Slasher. No, we need the Bloodletter because of the demon ability, and then I guess we can save that. Whenever this enters our attacks, create a map. I'm not too worried about that. That's pretty nice too. They're gonna duress us. Well, in that case, we will get our other bat down. Just in case they remove our bat, we want to have one. Okay, they're going to try gaining life here if they attack, which they expect them to. Let's create a map token. Yep. Do they have removal? Okay. So let's start with the bat. Get rid of that. Get another one. And attacking with everything here. only down to 1. Good game. They are dropped down more because of the bat. Double bat, I should say. Good game. This is your classic mono black deck. It makes sense why the games go so well for you. It has a lot of options in here. It gets rid of a lot of creatures. And with all of the death touch that you have between the slashers and the pickpocket, it's just hard for the opponents to really handle what you're all doing in this deck. The end, when I was able to play this, I've really enjoyed it. Really takes care of those threats, and then you don't have the really pesky ones. You can get out of your opponent's deck. I'm thinking of like Catcher Moss would be a great one to play this on. There's a lot of creatures that you just don't want to see when you're playing against, playing against them with a deck like this. Even like a Kona. A Kona would be fantastic to hit. If you're playing against a Kona deck, they really telegraph their turns because you really know if they have like stations going on. You know it's going to be a Kona deck. There's a great chance that turn 4, they're going to be dropping that Kona. Have the end ready for that so that before they even are able to tap it, you can actually just use the end. And or right after they tap it, you can actually use this card. Get rid of it before it ever gets to that second main phase. You'll get rid of every Kona in their deck, and they'll be sitting with these big creatures in hand, and they won't be able to do anything for multiple turns. Really big on that. Annex, get it down early, draw a lot of cards. That's really what that's all about. Fun deck all in all. I always enjoy playing Mono Black. I know you guys enjoy watching it. So please hit that subscribe and like button below, as well as that bell icon to get notified when the newest videos get posted. Post every day. So if you enjoy the content, do so. Otherwise, have a fantastic day.